Who's Who on the Choo Choo is the 16th episode of the third season of Barney, and I think most children love trains. I loved trains, I still do love trains. I think that absolutely is going to appeal, and we have some delightful songs in this episode, and we have an opportunity to learn about sharing, because Baby Bop and BJ both want to play certain roles. They're playing trains, and they both want to be the driver, and they learn that actually they can share and take turns at doing different roles, and they end up having a nice time together. We also have a story with Stella the Storyteller, who tells, of course, the story of the little engine that could, which I thought was really sweet. We also have, in addition to Baby Bop and BJ and Barney, of course, we also have Tosha, Juan, Kenneth, and Julie. And Julie is wearing a classic train driver's hat at one point, which I absolutely loved. It's a really great episode, and I think there's a really great variety in here. A lot of great opportunities for learning and some important lessons. And then we have the songs, and as I've mentioned many times before, the songs are what make Barney really nostalgic for me. Actually, the songs in this, even though I really liked a lot of them, most of them were not nostalgic from my childhood. They're just songs that I really enjoyed, so I will now go through the songs and share some thoughts, but to sum up very briefly before I do that, there's a lot of variety in here. The overarching train theme does run right throughout it, but we have a lot of different tangents, which is quite fun and exciting to see, and we have some really great performances from everybody involved. So, the songs, we start off with What I Want to Be, which I think is brilliant. We then have the marching song and Little Red Caboose. I don't think I'm familiar with Little Red Caboose. I might have heard it before, but it didn't ring any bells. We then have a Snack, which is one that I've discovered through rewatching Barney, and I think is brilliant. I really thoroughly enjoy that one. We then have the Baby Bop Hop. I don't care for it. I really don't care for the Baby Bop Hop. But I also really don't care very much for Baby Bop either, so not a personal favourite. We then have Down by the Station, which I like, and then I've Been Working on the Railroad, which of course is a classic. I think that one is probably the only song here that I knew from my childhood. I think. It's certainly a song I've been aware of for a long time, so I'm assuming I was aware of it growing up. It's a really good episode. There's a lot of variety. There are a lot of opportunities for learning. We have the stories. We have learning about sharing and playing trains with Baby Bop and BJ. I think most children play trains at some point, whether they are pretending to be the trains or they have toy trains. Certainly, that was the case for me as well. And it definitely felt nostalgic, talking about trains, even if the songs themselves maybe weren't as nostalgic as some others. But I like this one. I thought it was a really good episode, definitely great for the target audience. A little bit of nostalgia for me too. Who's Who on the Choo Choo. It's a pretty decent Barney episode.